Hi, I'm Rachel with The Sweet Farm, and I'm here again to help you eat better meat. We are going to roast a chicken today. We have a whole chicken from Open Book Farm, which is the chicken that comes in our subscription boxes and that you can buy from our website, thesweetfarm.com. And we want to talk about whole chicken because some people, I think, are a little bit scared of whole chickens because people don't eat them as frequently as they do chicken breasts or thighs or wings or whatever. So a lot of people don't really know what to do with the whole chicken. Whole chicken is just an economical way to purchase local meat because we are going to talk about, over a few videos, we're going to talk about how to do lots of different things with a whole chicken, get several meals out of one or two birds, and just sort of maximize your money. So today we're gonna roast a whole chicken. So I've set my oven to 400 degrees and I've got my whole chicken here. I thawed it. I let it rest at room temperature for 30 minutes to an hour. Let it warm up to room temperatures. Good for it. If you don't, not a big deal. We forget all the time. And I rinsed it off and I'm gonna pat this guy dry. You wanna get it as dry as possible because that's gonna help the meat crisp up the best. If it has as little water on the skin as possible. Get under those wings there, around the neck. So now we're gonna apply a fat to it, either butter or oil. You can use olive oil or coconut oil or any other kind of oil you want. We like to use butter because butter is really good. So I'm gonna go ahead, I've got room temperature butter here. And I'm just gonna spread it. Now that it's dry, the butter will spread. If the chicken skin is wet, your hands will just slide around with butter all over them and it won't be a very effective technique. So you wanna just spread butter all over the place. You can rub the inside, the cavity too. It's gonna help get the meat nice and moist. So you got it all covered with butter, and then if you want to, you can take some of the butter and you can go up in this cavity, under the skin right here along the drumsticks, or under the skin here at the neck. And you can just kind of separate the skin a little bit from the breast and push butter up in there. And that's gonna give you a nice, tender, juicy breast. So really you can just slather it with oil or butter. Doesn't really matter how it looks because it's gonna all melt as it roasts. So doesn't really matter if it doesn't look perfect. We're all about imperfect perfection around here because it's gonna taste delicious. So we've got our chicken all buttered up or oiled up, and now I'm just gonna put salt and pepper on it. Open Book Farm chicken is so flavorful and really just robust that you don't really need a whole lot more because the flavor of the chicken is so good. So I'm just gonna rub this guy with salt and pepper and he's gonna be ready to go in the oven. Now you can absolutely put anything you want on your chicken. Some people like to stuff some sprigs of rosemary or other herbs up into the skin like we did with the butter. You can rub it with, people like to use like poultry seasoning that has sage and marjoram and thyme and other things in it. That's also really good. But we just love the flavor of the chicken itself. So salt and pepper is good enough for us most of the time. So I'm just gonna grind a bunch of pepper here on the top. I'm gonna sprinkle with salt pretty liberally. Pretty generously. Kind of just work it in a little bit and then do the same on the other side. So you've got the back side of the chicken and the breast side of the chicken, and there are merits to putting one up or the other up in the oven, in the roasting pan. Some people put the breast up because the skin gets nice and brown on top and looks really nice. Some people put the back up because it allows some of the fat to drip into the breast and keep it moist. So it's really up to you. Today we're gonna put it breast up. Fits just perfectly in our pan. Now we could use a larger pan and cut up potatoes around it if we wanted to, or roasted veggies. If you do that, you want to make sure you add cooking time, probably another 30 or 40 minutes depending on how many veggies you have around it. And also you want to bring the heat down probably to about 350 because it's going to cook a little bit more slowly. You don't want to crisp it up too quickly. We've got our bird here ready to go in the oven, breast up. We're going to tent it with foil for the first part of the cooking process. So I'm basically going to kind of not put it tightly on there, but just sort of loosely cover it. And what that's going to do is going to keep a lot of the moisture in the chicken and keep all the meat nice and juicy. And then we'll take it off toward the end of the cooking process so that it gets nice and crisped up. Okay, so this guy's ready to go in the oven. We're going to go ahead and put it in, like I said, at 400, the middle rack. And I'm going to let it cook for about an hour. Okay, so it's been about an hour. Our chicken has been cooking away. And we're going to pull it out, check the temp, and see if it's ready to pull the tent off and get the skin all crisped up. So before I pull it out, I just want to reiterate, we're probably going to tell you just about every video that we do, that you should get yourself a quick read digital meat thermometer. It will make your life so much easier. We're going to pull our chicken out here. You can hear it sizzling away. We'll pull the foil off. Nice and steamy. And I'm going to go ahead and just dig deep into the breast here so I can really get a good read. We're at about 132, so we're getting there. Check the other breast here. Same thing, about 135, 136. And then I'm going to come down here and try to get myself into the thigh a little bit. If I can find a good spot to get down in there. Yeah, we're getting really close all around. Sort of about 150 in the thigh. So one little tip is that you can take that little loop of skin that was kind of keeping the legs on together. That's kind of nice to hold things together. But when you're ready to crisp the chicken up, if you pull it off and kind of open up the legs just a little bit, it'll help get everything real nice and crispy golden brown. All right, ready to go in the oven. We're going to up the heat just a little bit to about 425 or so, and then check it again in about 15-20 minutes, and hopefully we'll be ready to eat. All right, our chicken has been in there another 20 minutes or so. I upped the temp to 450, and we're going to see what we've got. Oh, look at that. Super nice. Brown skin, looks really good. We're gonna check the temp in the breast here. Oh yeah, perfect. 160, just a few degrees above 160. So that's great because as we let it rest for a couple minutes before we cut it up, the temperature will carry up to that 165. So we're looking really good. Check down here in the breast, or I mean in the thigh. Yeah, we're looking perfect. So this is it. You are ready to cut it up and serve it, and I don't think anybody in your family will be disappointed because it's going to be really good and taste amazing, because you start with amazing chicken, you get an amazing meal. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.